Okay, starting. Hi everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to Veronika Olson Ukrainian Perspective channel. I have a very special guest today for you. I'm excited to offer a professional person that has been working in marriage industry business. And today we will talk about communication. And before that, I would like let Michael introduce himself.
Hi, Veronica. Hi, everybody. First of all, I want to say that I'm super excited to be on your channel. Veronica, thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Michael Mordinson, and I'm a manager of the Mordinson Marriage Agency in Kharkiv, Ukraine. And I am super thrilled to be here. And I'm very much looking forward to talking with you.
Oh, thank you so much. Me too. Me too. It is so wonderful to get perspective from more people, from people who see failures and successes, somebody who deals with it every single day. And we often have discussions on my channel. We're trying to dive deep and understand, why is it somebody comes to, let's say, come to Ukraine and they are successful, they meet a good person and things seem to be great, and others have been dating since 1999 and there is no good result and they're going on the shows. So I have a question to you about communication. It's not like we studied communication in school. What is the right way, or how do you communicate when you just start talking to the Ukrainian lady? Do you, tell her right away everything you want and desire? Do you just have small talk? In your experience, what have you noticed? What brings more responses from the ladies? What style?
Okay, it's a great question, first of all, because I think many guys get it wrong and they think that their first contact with a lady ever should be a detailed explanation of every single thing they've ever done, seen, or thought in their lives. It's a big, big misrepresentation of the truth. Actually, the first time you contact a lady, and in our agency, we basically offer guys to do it free of charge. We don't charge anything for that. So a guy can introduce himself to the ladies without having to pay anything. It's this letter that you send. It should be a glimpse, a mere glimpse into who you are, into what kind of interests you have, into your personality, your lifestyle, your family, things you enjoy doing and stuff like that. So if you are about to write an introduction letter, don't make it look like as I said, a detailed explanation of every year of your life. The second thing, I would say that it's not very common, but it sometimes happens. Guys, keep it in mind. You are not applying for a job when you are writing an introduction letter. You don't need to list every single degree and course you've ever taken in your life and every job title you've ever held in your life. Mm-hmm. Just think to your, stop for a moment and think, what am I doing right now? Just ask yourself, what am I doing right now? And the answer is very simple. You possibly are writing the first letter to somebody who will be your future wife. She doesn't care if you worked in IBM from 1996 to 1999 or from 1999 to 2001. It doesn't matter. What she cares about, she wants to understand who you are, what kind of person you are, if she can rely on you, if you are the person, if you honor your word. That's what's important. And secondly, if we are talking about the introduction, the first step, guys often don't realize how what a huge role pictures play in the introduction process. Veronika, I think you've made some really great videos about this topic. What is your insight concerning the pictures that guys should send?
Yes, that is such a good point, because sometimes very decent looking men send very, very weak pictures, and it just gives such a wrong message. I think subconsciously it gives the message to the ladies that I am unorganized, I am lazy, I do not I cannot even respect myself, and I don't respect the lady. If you respect the woman, you will never send her a picture. In US we have this wife beaters. Micah, на нашем языке.
Yeah, yeah.
So sometimes men, especially on these fishy dating websites, they are amazed of the response the ladies give to them, and they are wearing the wife beaters short. And also, the picture is very blurry. The point is, the picture is the first filter. It's not about your beauty or handsomeness. It's not about it's not even about the judgment of, he's how he looks, or he's too young, he's too old. It's very personal. You know how sometimes you see the picture and you feel the personality behind it. It's a first filter. You can see the picture, even if this person made of gold, this is just completely, totally not your type.
Absolutely.
To explain, yes, to explain this better, men would never talk to a lady without a picture.
Sure.
And they would never talk to the lady that have a picture that is very undefined. So it just shows you have an opportunity to make an impression, and the first impression is very powerful. There is no second chance to make it.
Also, I would say that if you are able, I mean, it's not always possible, but if you are a man and you are, if you are writing an introduction letter and you are picking the pictures to send, try to make your pictures tell the story. We are visual creatures. As you can understand, we as human beings, we learn how to see things a lot earlier than when we learn how to read things, because that's how we operate. When we are born, we cannot read, and when we are 2 years old or 1 year old, we cannot read, but we can very well see. And therefore, if your pictures tell the story of your introduction letter instead of the introduction letter, that's perfect. Because what I mean, for example, if you are into hiking, you should have tons of pictures of you hiking. If you like fishing, if you like traveling, you should have pictures, when you were in places. If you can make a little story of your life within maybe 5, 7, 10 pictures. And guys often ask me, is there, how many pictures should I send? I always say, send as many as you can. First of all, we don't limit the number of pictures, of course, the guy can send. But the more you send, the more good quality pictures you send, as Veronika just said, it just shows the lady that you took time. It's the same as when you are going on a date with a girl and she comes all dressed up, high heels, beautiful manicure, nice dress, and you just show up. Okay, you're wearing trainers and sneakers, and well, there are actually some very cool sneakers that you can wear even to a fancy restaurant sometimes. But what I'm trying to say is that there is a disproportionate amount of effort, and girls don't like that, and I think nobody likes that, because when you've worked hard to do something, to make a good impression, and girls in our agency, in order to become a member of the agency, they actually have to come to our studio to make pictures, because we don't want to accept the pictures that we don't know when they were taken, and who knows how they were, altered and stuff like that. And we also take the videos of the ladies in our studio. So we don't like that. And that's why we insist on a lady coming to our studio to make the pictures. So a girl actually made an effort to look so that you can see her pictures and see her video. So why don't you do the same? And everybody is busy, of course. But if you think about it, taking a couple of hours and making some pictures, I would recommend, if you don't have any recent pictures, ask a friend or a relative, just go around your town and maybe find some cool places. Just keep in mind, what is absolutely usual and mundane to you, the way your country looks, wherever you live, maybe you live in America or Australia, the way it looks to you is absolutely usual. You don't care about it. But it looks completely different in Ukraine. And if you take some really cool, nice quality pictures of yourself being surrounded by where you live, it's very interesting for the girls, because they can see how you live and where you, I'm not talking about the house. I'm not talking about showing off your properties. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, some sites, you go, You say, hey, this is the park near me. This is a supermarket. Why not to do it? You can even make a video about it. We also don't limit that. It's perfect.
Yes, that's so excellent. I couldn't say it any better. I like your passion toward that. It's so true, and that leads me to the point of mentioning that don't let the pictures misrepresent you, because you may be a good-looking guy. Once again, you know, in America, I have to say, people are overall are very relaxed. They not very different than, you know, in post-USSR, where I'm also from Kiev, so I grew up, you know, with everybody trying to always look good, and you can be broke, you can have very bad life, but you look good. And our ladies, they are used to men looking together. So when she sees a picture of so-called, you know, future husband or successful man who can take care of the family, who maybe have business, but he shows up with a very ungroomed and he shows up too casual, that is misrepresenting his message. Because, you know, once again, some people overuse it the other ways. They use all kinds of photoshops, and so either way, do not misrepresent yourself. Do not misrepresent yourself to the point where you look nothing in your picture, like you are a handsome guy, a normal looking guy in your life. But also do not misrepresent yourself by sending your pictures from 90s, because, you know, once in a while I get pictures from the man. I'm like, oh, this is a good looking man, and then I see his suit is really from 90s. So I understand that is his picture from 20, 30 years ago, but he, you know, he looked good back then. So that is just a point of, you know, do the most of what you got. You may think, you know, some of, even men sometimes, you know, feel bad that, oh, I no longer look like I'm 30, but a lot of women, they don't look for photo model or for the Instagram model man. They look for a provider, but they also don't want to be embarrassed. They want to have a man who is nicely put together.
Absolutely, and it serves no purpose to lie in any way, including the misrepresentation by the pictures, because at least in our agency, basically the way it goes is that after a couple of months of communication, not just letters, Skype calls as well, a guy comes over here to Ukraine, and if you send her the pictures that were taken 20 years ago, you may actually look okay now, but she will still be very upset. And maybe it will mean that there will be no development, because you lied to her in such a little thing where you didn't have to lie. It means you will lie again. This is the way, you know, people think. If you, it takes a long time to build the trust, and it takes very little time to break the trust. So why to break the trust that you know you're just beginning to build? Of course you should send the realistic pictures, but in our experience we have seen that guys who went ahead and did something that I understand as a guy is not a very usual thing. They would hire a photographer, you know, drop a couple of $100. You don't need Annie Leibovitz. Annie Leibovitz is a famous photographer who
right
took pictures of the Queen, and you know, you don't need any Leibovitz. You just need a photographer with a lens camera, because many people don't realize, but when you take a selfie on a close proximity to your phone, the face doesn't look the way it actually looks. It's the image is distracted. So they went ahead and hired a photographer. As I said, it may cost maybe $300 or something in North America, and it is an investment, and it's not a little amount of money. But if you think about it, it is a good investment. It is a good investment because you will have some full-length pictures. You can, and the photographer, unlike your relative or a friend, will not be saying, "Hey man, come on, I need to go to work. How long are you going to do it?" They will have patience because you are paying for their time. So this may be, it's not that everybody has to do it, but I'm just saying that guys who did it, we saw some very good results.
Yes, excellent. I totally agree with that. Just as men, women are visual too. we may not be as hung up on the use of the man or his super attractiveness, especially if we are serious, you know, when women are serious about you know, settling down. But we want to see, and the more your image represents who you are and, you know, your best features, there is nothing wrong with, you know, getting a suit that's nicely tailored. That's one of the problems in the United States. Sometimes people wear clothing that's very loose. You know, it's not very well tailored. It's not very well fitting your body. So very simple. You don't, you know, you don't have to, I totally agree. You don't have to invest in a super fancy photographer or make like unrealistic pictures of yourself. But yes, giving her a good idea that you also know how to carry yourself and how to, you know, you can show up and make you proud as well to be on your arm.